What up? And welcome to another episode of From the Script to the Screen, My Hero Academia Edition, episode 15 of season 7 is out now. So, as always, you guys already know, gotta shout out the creator, Kohei Horikoshi, and shout out to the studio, Bones. Appreciate all parties involved. They covered the rest of chapter 372 to 374, finishing volume 37. And another good episode. I decided to bring out all the villains had to wear the LOV shirt because it's still My Villain Academia. Even though in the beginning of the episode it appears that the heroes might have been able to quell the situation a little bit, we do see that the villains end up getting the upper hand. At first, we see that there's another learning experience from class 1A to the adults. Again, like I've been saying, we know that this has been a touchy situation. Regular quirk users and other quirk users whose abilities have shaped their form, and so we know that they have been treated differently. And so even though the students have grown up in this culture, we see that they have a different outlook on things. Even though the mob wants to extract some type of revenge and stick it back to the heroes and society in general, we do see that there's a little bit of a blurred line because they don't necessarily know who to point the finger to. We see the conversation of who exactly are the people at fault. They don't want to hurt the people at the hospital because, again, some people have been looked after by these people at the hospital. Not everybody's been necessarily mistreated by everyone, so they don't know where to place their anger. But just like Shoji says, they are not wrong for being angry. They just have to go about it in a different way. So if you can see things from both perspectives, put yourself in someone else's shoes, you can understand why they feel this way. The situation being what it is, there's chaos in the streets. You could understand why some people would want to go out and get some revenge. But shifting to the second half of the episode, we do see that the villains are able to grasp the battle once again because they are able to get Kurogiri in their possession. We already know that Spinner's sole motivation for even continuing on was Hero Killer Stain and Shigaraki, two people who wanted to bring down the system and go about things in a new way. And so we see that he's able to push himself, and unfortunately for the heroes, at the wrong time, the villains end up somewhat regrouping. And we already know that they had a little bit of an advantage when it comes to numbers, but now we see that Toga had some of twice his blood, and so she's able to replicate his quirk. And so we know now that they have an even bigger numbers advantage as she's able to use Sadman's Parade. And so definitely my favorite panel of the week. We see now that it's the villains that are actually in the positions that they want to be. And so you do got to give a little bit of props to All For One because more exceptional planning by him. Now, he didn't necessarily say that he planned for this exact scenario that the heroes did, but we do know that he has multiple avenues to try to reach his goal. And so what he did plan on was the members of the League of Villains' specific motivations. Toga and Spinner, going through the events that they did, would do everything that they can to try to push the agenda forward. And so in the grand scheme of things, it all helps All For One's agenda. And so we'll have to see what happens next week. Even though some of the villains are also on their last leg, once again, when it comes to sheer numbers, they do have the advantage. So we'll see what happens next week. But as always, let me know what you guys thought about the episode. And to the manga readers, let me know what you guys thought about the adaptation. Till next time. Peace.